What is going on, everybody? Griffin here, coming at you with some Juke gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about High Castle Omega final thoughts. Let's head over and let's check it out. So High Castle Omega is one of the first maps that got like a facelift. You know, I know that there's been other maps in the past that have been taken out of the game or updated in small ways. Like Vice kind of went through a couple of changes. Glacier kind of went through a couple of changes. There have been a couple of other maps where there have been slight changes to like cover placement and the way that the map flows. But High Castle Omega is like the first map that we've got where they went in, they like have the core of High Castle still there, the skeleton of High Castle, if you will, and they built like an entirely new structure around it. And all in all, like, it looks good, it feels good, it runs good, but how does it play? So the reason why I'm making this video is a lot of people have commented on things, and I'm in no particular place, about how in competitive and in like custom games and things like that, High Castle plays and runs like garbage. And I don't realistically understand why that is the case, because like I've played pretty much every game mode that you can play on High Castle Omega, and like, do I play at a like super efficient top tier gameplay? No, but I would say that like less than 1% of the entire Rogue Company community plays at that top level, you know, play style, you know, and take the game that seriously. So like, okay, the concerns are still valid and it still makes sense because you're a player, but like, how does it not play good? Like, I don't understand. Like, the map was designed to be a little bit easier to breach into sites and be able to plant the bomb, as opposed to being like excruciatingly defender heavy. And that's how the original High Castle ran. Now you have more options. Now you have more rotations. Now you have more flank routes. Now you have different ways to access sites. You have an entire tower to fight your way up to get to the plant site. You have a whole nother section of the map that is added onto the other side of the map that you can actually use the cover and your abilities and gadgets to be able to push onto a site there. And it's like, I don't feel like it's too offensive heavy at this point. I feel like that there's a good balance of like variations in the map and also cover placement to make it something that is really fun, really interesting, and you have multiple ways of approaching one specific plant site. You can run through mid and run to either one of them. If you take mid, then you have the height advantage of that midpoint with the zip line. So that's another factor that you have to be on the lookout for. So I don't understand that mentality. I don't understand those comments from people from the community saying that like in competitive and high play, you know, high level gameplay, that it just doesn't feel good and it doesn't run good, because I've had a fantastic experience with the map so far. There are some weird issues that I would say with the map, like the zipline cover, you know, that comes out of the tunnel. Like, I understand why that cover's there. I know that you can jump on that to vault the wall, but like that cover really realistically doesn't provide enough. There's not really enough cover inside of that back tunnel at, you know, past that zip line to be able to justify it as being like a flanking route or anything. You really have to put yourself out there, and if you get called out, then you're going to get burnt down. I understand that that's a design aesthetic, and I appreciate it. Like, I get it, and it makes sense why it's there. The one thing that I don't understand is, like, if you're going to have that greenhouse area or that reflection garden area, like down below of the tower, why are you going to have the entire roof covered except for two spots? And I know why that they exist. That way people that are fighting up top on the tower can shoot down into the site, and you can actually have gunfights and engagements there. And that's where, like, it makes sense why it's that way, but it shouldn't be that way. Either the entire roof needs to be open, that way anybody can shoot into it or launch anything into it or throw anything into it, or none of it needs to be open. I don't like that idea of like you have this thin sliver of like, you know, window that you can shoot through that runs the entire, you know, width of the building, and you can like just camp that and shoot people as they come into the site. So 9 times out of 10, whenever you're in a gunfight with people that are actually pushing the site from that ground level, you're getting shot from up top, and it's very annoying. And it's almost like, hey, if you want to be involved in the gunfight, then like join the gunfight, like drop down and join the gunfight. To me, like that height advantage has always been, well, I'm going to shoot people that are like rotating to respond to the gunfight that's happening, as opposed to actively engaging with people that are on the point fighting over the point itself. So that's one of those little things that's like kind of frustrating. The tunnel from the reflection garden, greenhouse thing to the back zip line that goes like across that small, chasm that exists there, like under the bridge, there is literally no cover in that thing. So whenever someone hits the zip line, you have an entire line of sight right there with legitimately no cover. So even if you were able to hit the zip line and get across the zip line so that while you're taking damage, then someone could just drop off the other side and they have like clear sight at you. Naturally, your response to a situation where you're getting shot at is you're going to want to try to get underneath it so that they can't shoot you. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because of that back zip line. Maybe they should have just taken that back zip line out completely and then just added another secondary pathway there, like a walking path. That way the zip line is no longer a factor at that point. Like make it a narrow walkway, make it something that people can fall off of and everything. But like hitting the zip line and letting people know that like, hey, these people are coming this way, it doesn't feel the best. And then when you get noticed or whenever you get, identified as hitting the zip line, you have no recovery once you start taking damage. You can get flanked from 3 different directions, get shot from above. Someone can be behind the staircase, someone can be on the staircase, someone can be in the tunnel. So it just doesn't feel good, and it makes that back zip line even more worthless than it was before, in my opinion. One thing that I did want to hit on here is something that I've brought up before about verticality in the map. Okay. We've seen like with the leaks to canals with High Castle Omega, and even those small little leaks that we have seen with Icarus itself, that the developers are adding more verticality to these maps, which is like something that is absolutely a welcome change to these maps, because right now the majority of them feel like it's one flat surface, and the maps that do have some verticality kind of need to be tweaked just a little bit. Like Glacier could be tweaked just a little bit. Arena could be tweaked just a little bit. There's a couple of maps that already have different levels and different floors on it that could be tweaked to make a rotation from the utmost floor to the bottom floor a little bit more seamless. But this is where the controversy comes in my opinion. Verticality in a map and shooting up and down versus shooting and aiming, controlling left to right is something that controls very differently depending on the input that you are using. That is a legitimate concern for mouse and keyboard versus controller. Because for me, using a mouse and keyboard, it's going to be easier to shoot someone that is above or below me than someone that is using a controller. I could easily look down, shoot someone, then look up and to the right, shoot somebody else, and I can make those motions happen almost flawlessly, whereas people that are using controller have a tougher time of making those actions happen, especially whenever you're playing a lower sense style game like Rogue Company, where you're trying to actively control your recoil and your all that stuff, like your aim assist is coming into play there. So you want your sensitivity to be just a little bit lower so that you get a greater control of the weapon while you're firing it. So if you're playing with someone on a lower sense and it takes them, let's say it takes them 5 seconds to look from left to right and then 5 seconds to look from up to down, once you add that extra layer in there, once you add that extra, verticality into that, how is that going to feel for controller players? I mean, controller is still really good in Rogue Company. Even the developers said that they need to tone down the aim assist for PC. So like the aim assist is really good. It's built around controller play. I get that. But like I'm going to have much more of an advantage playing on mouse and keyboard on these newer maps with verticality added into it than people with mouse and keyboard, which I'm okay with. Give me as much advantage as possible, because like yeah, I'm pointing with a mouse, I'm pointing with my entire arm, but I don't have something that is legitimately assisting me to the extent that aim assist does assist people. So there's a trade-off there. How is that trade-off going to feel when there's verticality and layers added to the map where you have different height variations in from one perspective, from one outlook, where you could have someone on the same level as you flanking you could have someone directly below you pushing you could have someone even lower on another part of the map that is trying to snipe you. How is that going to feel for controller players? But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. All in all, I think High Castle Omega is a fantastic map, and if you know why people are saying that the map doesn't play good, like in a competitive or a custom or a higher level play style, like, let me know, because I'm genuinely curious. Like, I have no idea why people say that, and to me it honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but maybe you can fill me in on the actual issues here. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you are interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep, cool. Yep,
Yeah, rotate.
I spawned in fucking bumfuck Egypt, dude. God damn.
He's gonna get up. Nope.
Dude, my sword should have... Oh, it reflected because she hit the reflector. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, how did my sword not hit her? Lagging.
Lagging
Okay.
a lot.
Where the fuck am I? Oh my god.
I'm in the
Okay.
plane, but
Not
dude,
gaining any points yet.
Alright, Saint's coming across the bridge right now. I just saw him running across up there.
Here they come. Get the fuck up.
Up top. One way back. Actually, I'm gonna start rotating.
I'm dead here? Why would they spawn closer to the fucking point? Oh.
With your axe, bitch. How you like it?
This dude is fucking cheating. I reflected
sure
him back,
dude.
and he fucking burnt me down when I reflected him. Saint's coming up behind, like over here close to where I spawned at.
Chalk fucking saved his ass! God damn! Let me throw a flashbang! I fucking hate flashbangs. Goat's not even fucking playing anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next point. We can hold them off and stalemate it out here, hopefully.
Here comes Juke. Are they all back there right now?
What the fuck?
Yeah. They all hit zip.
I had an EMP in my fucking
Oh
hand.
yeah. And then here we are,
That's
too
just
far away to
sit there.
fucking do anything about it. It's over. We're not gonna make it. I'm fucking getting ripped. Yep. Like, how are you supposed to take that point? There's only two ways.
It's over. Everyone head back to base.
Again, fuck King of the Hill, dude. Damn. I'd rather play Strikeout right now than that
It's
shit.
just certain people, the way they play it. And then we get stuck with the GOAT.
I don't like being stuck like right on that point. Like there's no like you have to be there or you don't get points. And then for somehow everybody on the opposing team always knows how to work together while we just keep getting slapped. I just can't stand that shit. Like we're doing everything we can and they make it look like they don't have no trouble at all taking the point back from it.